welcome back or welcome again. So we're here for the second day and I have a student today as well, so hello. And today we're gonna work on shoulders and the wrists and arms, elbows, everything all together. And before we start, I wanna give a shout out to Andy and all the crew, Vincent and everybody else in the movement studio. So hi guys, I know they're doing, if you go to my classes, you would have heard about them a lot. I'm always talking about how I love their classes and how they teach. So yeah, so a lot of what I'll be doing today will be probably carrying over from their classes as well. So anyway, that aside, it's just going to be a nice class for the wrists, for the shoulders, and yeah, I'll stop ranting away. So as I said before, you will need a towel or a belt or something that you can use, and when you're ready, we're going to start. I'll be doing that sitting, so feel free to do that standing up if it works better for you, but just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be closer, I'm going to be sitting down. So first of all, just kind of shake off the hands, just shoulders, make sure they're nice and loose. And then slowly, when you're ready, extend the hands all the way out. So fingers spread out wide, palms facing forward, and reach away with your hands. So go from one side to the other. So imagine you're trying to reach something with your fingers. So really reaching with the fingers and just gently maybe swaying from side to side, but mainly you're trying to push the fingers out. So the shoulders as far from the ears as possible. Also the shoulders are down, so try not to bring them up. Really lower them down, so bring the shoulder blades together, lower down and reaching from side to side. Really extending the hands, maybe even feeling a bit of a stretch in your tendons, your muscles. And also you should feel a little bit in your lats engaging, because you're lowering the shoulders down, so your lats are engaging, so you're pulling your shoulder blades down and reaching out to the side. Nice. Now make a fist and put the thumb on top. So make this kind of a fist and the thumb, draw the thumb down and push it away to the side. So both thumbs on the top of the wrist and pulling away. So really lengthening through that top of your hand. So the thumb is moving this way and you're pulling it that way. So pull it out to the sides. And then slowly start bringing it forward, but keep the shoulders down so the lats engaged. Draw that thumb even lower, so you're creating this kind of angle. So drawing it really low forward. 2 breaths here. Keep on pushing it. Hands away and thumbs down and shoulders down. And then bringing it back out to the side. Nice, and back all the way as far back as you can. Again, shoulders down. You're really kind of here. And then extend the hands to the sides, palms spread out, fingers spread out. And then starting a rotate, so we'll start the rotation. So one hand rotates one way, the other hand goes the opposite direction. So you kind of as if you're wringing the towel. So go from one side to the other. And really exaggerate that movement. So you're going really from side to side as far as you can. I got some fancy lighting here, but it's really in my face. And forward and back, reaching still as far as you can, so your lats are engaged, rolling that shoulder. One shoulder rolls forward, the other one rolls back. Initiating the movement from your hands, so fingers are still engaged, spread out wide. Just a few more times from side to side. Nice, you should start feeling your hands, shoulders warming up. Nice, and now shake it off. Grab the towel or the belt, whatever you have. Take it at the widest part, as wide as you can, so to start off, so your elbows are straight and you can lift it overhead with your elbows straight. And from there, lifting overhead, see if you can bring it back all the way down, trying to keep the ribs in. So all the way down. If it doesn't work, take it wider, maybe get a wider belt. And going up and down, but you're keeping the elbows straight throughout the whole movement. Going up, elbows straight, resist the bending the elbows, even if you're stuck here, slowly bring it back. And if you're comfortable, if it's like, okay, this is way easy for me, narrow the grip, take the towel a bit narrower, is that even the word? And then bring it all the way back. Again, challenge yourself, but do bit by bit and try not to skip. See the way I kind of went quick through that dodgy part? Do it slowly, come up to the part and slowly bring it all the way to the front. So maybe 2 more times. Go all the way up overhead, all the way behind, elbow straight, and coming back. And just one last time, all the way back. And again, slow through that dodgy part, and all the way back up. And nice, throw that towel away. We're done with it for now. Shake off the hands. And coming up onto all fours, so we'll start warming up the wrists a little bit. So make sure I always emphasize this, spreading the fingers wide and just feeling the floor. So starting with your fingers, knuckles, palm, and rotating different directions, keeping the elbows straight. So if you look at my elbows, I'm not bending, I'm not here, I'm keeping the elbows straight and palming the floor or the mat. One direction, different, and keep on changing fingers in, fingers out, and take your time. So I want you to really feel the floor and feel your weight transferring from your fingers to your knuckles to your palm, and just keep on going from one direction to the other. Keep on moving. Take your time and really start putting a little bit more weight into each time you rotate the hand. Place a bit more weight into it, and just gently going from side to side, feeling your weight. If you feel that okay, if the wrists feel nice, maybe bring them a little bit further from your knees, bringing a bit more weight into your hands. So that means you're stepping a slightly bit forward and doing the same thing. Fingers, knuckles, palms, spread out wide, different directions. Nice. And from there, turn the palms upside down, fingers facing each other, elbows straight, and again, just gently rocking from side to side. Nice, if you need to shake them off, and coming back onto all fours, fingers spread out wide, but fingers facing forward. So think about index finger facing kind of 12 o'clock, spread them out wide, knees underneath your hips, and starting from here, we're gonna do a few scapula push-ups. So you know the way you do like cat and cow in yoga, where you kind of go here and then round the back. So we're only going to isolate the upper back for this. So the shoulders, the shoulder blades are coming together. I'm dropping the chest down, elbows straight, elbows remain straight. Make sure the elbows don't bend. And then push it out. So round the back as much as you can and draw the chest in. So imagine there's somebody pushing you from the floor. You're trying to create as much space between your chest and the floor, and go back down. And watch your elbows. Make sure your elbows don't bend, because they will kind of try to bend there. Push it out and lower it down. Bring the shoulder blades together. Imagine you're squeezing something between your shoulder blades. Push it out, round the back as much as you can. Maybe even tuck the chin to the chest just to encourage that back to round more. Lower down the chest. Again, elbow straight. And go a little bit faster now. So up and down, up and down, up and down, and go as fast as you can, but still going through the full range of motion. So you're kind of almost dropping down and pushing back up, but keep the elbow straight. So up, down, maybe 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Nice. Okay, shake up the hands if you need to. I'm gonna come back onto our fours. This time placing the hands again underneath your shoulders, but what are we gonna do? We're gonna start walking the hands slightly forward. So forward, lean, forward, lower the hips. So keep the hips still elevated, don't drop them down, don't go into an arch, and walk slowly back onto all fours. So just 3 more times. What we're gonna do, just walking out, so lengthening the body, keeping the elbows straight, but keeping the core engaged, so not dropping the hips as far as you can with control, and walk all the way back. Again, elbows straight throughout the whole movement. And one last time, again, walking out. Ooh. Go as low as you can, but try not to use your hips to come back. So use your hands, keep the weight in your hands when you're coming back, elbows straight. Nice. And again, shake up the hands if you need to. Now we're gonna do a little bit of bent elbow exercises. So up until now we're doing straight arm, now we're gonna go into bend. So again, knees underneath your hips. Try to kind of keep the pelvis neutral, or not the neutral, but not the pelvis, but the spine neutral. So you're not dropping the belly, not arching the back, but keeping a little bit of a curvature in the lower back. So hands underneath your knees. Start walking the knees a little bit backwards. And think about leaning forward first. So what I'll ask you guys to do, just first of all, rotate your inner elbows forward. So when you bend your elbows, they bend this way close to your body rather than bending here, okay? So I want you to resist as much as you can doing this. This is really not good for anyone. So you're trying to go here, not there, okay? So the way it looks from the side, you're leaning forward, so you're going that way. So you keep the forearm as vertical as it can be, and lean forward, bend the elbows, lower down, maybe 90 degrees, 90 degrees between the elbows, and push yourself back up. So there's a lot of work in the fingers. The fingers are really pressing you back. So it's not just in the wrist, because if I was to do that, I'm going in the wrist. But I really want to lean forward and only then bend the elbow, come back up. This might be hard, so if you haven't done this before, you can bring the knees a bit closer. If it's too easy, bring the knees a little bit further. And go for 5. So lower down, and again, try not to drop the hips, and back up. See, there's a little bit of a curvature in my lower back, but I'm not here. I'm not going here. You don't want to go this way, okay? Don't leave the bum back. Try to be vertical with the spine as neutral spine, or horizontal, not vertical. Lean forward, lower back, or lower down, and back up. 2 more. Down, back up, and last one. Down, back up. Nice, and just shake it off, shake off the wrists. And we're gonna go back to straight arm a little bit. So this time I want you to set up the hands facing out. So the fingers are facing out. Hands wider than your shoulders, much wider. And remember what we did, we pushed the floor away, so really rounding the back. And from here, just go from side to side. Make sure you're nice and stable so your hands are not slipping to the side. And then from there, step the legs all the way into plank position. Rounding the back, pushing the floor away. Nice. And from here, just pivot forward and back. Just going forward and back. So remember, your fingers are facing out, so it will look like this from the side, going forward and back. And remember, don't let the shoulder blades fall. So you're pushing the floor away, creating as much space as you can between the mat or the floor and your chest. Core is engaged, so you're not dropping the hips, you're not going too high with the hips, you're trying to stay in this kind of plank pose. And forward and back, few more times. Ooh, remember to breathe. And last time, when you go forward all the way, see if you can maybe tippy-toe, walk a little bit further, keeping the shape, pushing the floor away, rounding the back, leaning forward even more. Go to your maximum range for 5 seconds. 4, 3, make it count. 2, 1, and lower the knees. Nice, well done. Shake it off. Cool. So we're gonna move from plank into forearm stand. So as soon as you're ready, I'm just gonna quickly demo this. We're gonna come into plank, and from plank, holding the shape where it is, we're gonna lower the right elbow, left elbow, up and up. We're gonna do 10 of those. So when you're ready, come into plank. Again, spread the fingers out wide. Make sure the whole palm is on the floor. Come into plank, and again, just check in with your plank. Look down, make sure your hips are not here, they're not here, you're in a nice plank. And from there, starting with the right hand, you're gonna go down, right hand up, left hand up, left hand down, right hand down, left hand up, right hand up, left hand down, right hand down, left hand up, right hand up, right hand down, left hand down, up, left down, right down, left up, right up, left up, right down, left up, right up. Make sure you're not on the hard floor with the elbows. Left elbow, left hand, right hand. Just 2 more. Left elbow, right elbow, left elbow, or left hand, right hand, left elbow, right elbow, right elbow, or right hand, left hand. Drop the knees. Nice, well done. Shake it off. Good, nice. I'm gonna do one more on the extended hands. So when you're ready, we're gonna come back into the same position with the fingers facing out to the side. Spread out wide. And before you come into plank, I want you to bring the knees close to your hands, not between your legs or not between your hands, but close enough. And from here, I'm gonna lift up, lean forward as much as you can, and then lift the knees up. And see if you can kind of go forward a little bit more. So test your limits. You're staying on your toes, but your knees will elevate. So from the side, it will look like this. You're starting here, you're lifting forward. Lean as much as you can, round the back, push the floor with the hands, creating that space between your chest and the floor. And then keep on leaning until your knees can elevate a little bit. Staying on the tippy toes for 5. Hold it there. 4, 3, push the floor away. 2, 1, nice, lower down. Good stuff, shake it off. Whew, nice job. The same thing that we had the hands out to the side, so we're going to start easy. We're going to start bending the elbow as well. So this time, keeping the hands even wider than we did before. Okay, so knees spread out a little bit wide, and we're going to go from one side to the other. So we're going to bend the elbow, lower one side down, and going to the other. So lowering down. If you can, maybe lower the shoulder all the way down. If it is easy, if you're like, okay, this is not doing much, you can always come into plank and do the same thing from plank. So option is yours, whichever way you prefer to do it. You go from one side to the other. Go through the full range of motion, especially if you're plank. Watch those hips, because if you're in plank, it's very easy to drop the hips down. So try not to go here with it, okay? And going from side to side. Remember to breathe. And you don't have to lift the knees if you don't want to. Nice. 2 more on each side. Again, try not to let the scapula draw or the scapula still pushing away. All right, cool. When you're done, coming back up. All right, shake it off, shake off the wrists. And maybe making a fist, coming onto your fist, so make sure the thumb is within, like is wrapping around here, coming up onto the fist. Push the floor away, and keeping the thumbs where they are, try to roll onto the back of the hand. But keep the elbow, so it's super important, keeping the elbow straight, not bending the elbow. So you're rolling this way, and on the other. You might only get here, which is fine. Stay there for a little bit, roll back a bit more, come back up, go into the other side, and come back up. And again, most important thing here is keeping the elbows straight and the fist really locked. So if it doesn't work for you at all, go one hand at a time, hold the fist with the other hand and see if you can roll it. But super important, don't bend the elbow. If you bend the elbow, you miss out on a stretch. Not so much on the stress, on strengthening as well. So keep the fist as much as you can, lower down. Okay, now we're going to try just twice. We're going to do slightly different. So you're going to do the same thing, but bending the elbows out to the side and dropping the hands down. Keeping the fist and see if you can straighten the elbows, or as much as you can. Bend the elbows, really squeeze the fist, and then straighten them back. Nice. And just one more time, bend the elbows, make a fist, really squeeze it tight, keep the back of the palm on the floor, straighten them up. Nice, and shake it off. All right, so the last one that we're going to do for bent arms. So this time we're going to place the fingers, or the thumbs are facing out, and the fingers are facing towards your knees, okay? So from there, we're going to lean forward and we're going to lower the elbows down. So bending into the kind of a push-up, but the fingers are facing towards your knees. So from the side, it's going to look like this, starting with the knees first, and then again, elbows coming towards your body. Lean forward and push back up. Nice. If it's easy enough, come back into plank, lower down, push back up, down, push back up. You're gonna for 5 more. Guys, use your knees. If you haven't done this, use your knees. It's better to keep the good shape rather than fail at doing it in a full plank. They're really hard. 3 more. Lower down, push back up. Lower down, push back up. And last one, down. And push back up. Oh, I'm working way too hard for this. Good job, nice. I'm gonna finish up with a little bit of balancing. So when you're ready, shake off the wrists. Whew, nice. Okay, so we're gonna come up onto the quadruped position. So again, onto all fours, knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, underneath your elbows, I should say. All right, so whenever you're ready, tuck the toes and lift the knees off the mat, just a tiny bit. And just kind of to feel your weight here. I want you to lift the opposite hand and opposite foot. So left foot lifts up, right hand lifts up. And then swap. Left hand, right foot. And just keep on going from one side to the other. See whatever works, shifting from one side to the other. And try to bounce. Try to keep those knees as low as you can. Whew. Cool. So maybe even start turning to the right. Make a circle, so go all the way around, but keeping the knees as low as you can, elbows straight, and shifting the weight from one side to the other. When you do the circle, rotate back to the front where you started. And maybe for a second, drop the knee, drop the hand, shake it off. Whew. Okay, so the same thing that we just did now. So once you come, I want you to come onto your fours. And again, tuck the toes, knees underneath your hips. Before you lift the knee, right leg shoots back, so straighten the right leg. A bit more weight into the right hand, and make sure you're not collapsing with that shoulder. Push it away, left hand forward, and push even more weight into the right hand, and see if you can lift that left knee up a little bit. Balance for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, nice. Swapping the hands, so shake off the right wrist. This is the last one. Left hand firmly on the floor. And again, tuck the toes. Shoot the left leg behind you. Right hand in front of you. And again, guys, this is optional. You can keep the right hand slightly forward if it's too hard. And when you're ready, push that left shoulder down. Lift the right knee up. Whew. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Nice, good stuff. So shake it out, shake out the wrists, interlace the hands together, push the hands away, chin to the chest, round the back, and really push the hands away as much as you can. Whew. Calm down the breath. And then turn the palms away. Lift the hands up on the inhale. Elevating up, so lift the shoulders as high as you can now. Deep inhale. On the exhale, release the hands, draw them all the way down. Interlacing the hands behind your back this time. And then pulling the hands back, pulling the shoulders away from your ears. Pulling the hands down, opening the chest forward. 2 breaths. And then slowly releasing the hands, drawing them all the way back up again. And on the exhale, releasing the hands down. Nice. So feel free to repeat the class again if you feel that you need to do it again, or individual exercises. But other than that, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. All right, thanks guys. I'll see you soon. Or rather, you will see me soon. I will probably not see you for a while because we're still stuck here in Vienna. So hope this thing passes fast enough and we can go back to our normal classes. All right.